What if I told you that the richest human being who ever walked this earth was not from Europe, was not from America, was not from Asia? He was an African king, and his wealth was so enormous, so unimaginable, that when he traveled across the world, he accidentally destroyed an entire country's economy just by giving away his gold. His name was Mansa Musa, and this is his story. To understand Mansa Musa, you first need to understand the world he ruled. The Mali Empire in the 1300s was not a small kingdom hidden in a corner of Africa. It was one of the largest empires on the entire planet. Stretching across most of West Africa, covering modern-day Mali, Senegal, Gambia, Guinea, Niger, and more, the Mali Empire was bigger than Western Europe at the time. And sitting right beneath this vast empire was something that made it more powerful than any kingdom on earth. Gold. Endless amounts of gold. The Mali Empire controlled more than half of the world's entire gold supply. Combined with its salt trade routes, Mansa Musa's empire generated wealth that no ruler before or after him has ever matched. Mansa Musa became emperor of Mali in 1312. From the moment he took the throne, he ruled with a combination of power, intelligence, and generosity that shocked the world. He was not just a king who sat on a throne collecting gold. He was a builder, a thinker, a leader who believed that greatness was measured not just by what you own, but by what you create for your people. Under his rule, Timbuktu became one of the most important cities in the entire world. Scholars, poets, architects, and merchants from Arabia, Egypt, Persia, and Europe all came to his empire seeking knowledge and opportunity. Historians today estimate his total wealth at over $400 billion in modern money, making him not just the richest African, but the richest human being who has ever lived. But the moment that made Mansa Musa truly legendary happened in 1324. As a devoted Muslim, he decided to make the sacred pilgrimage to Mecca, known as the Hajj. Now, when most people make this journey, they travel with family or a small group. Mansa Musa traveled with 60,000 people. 60,000. His procession included 12,000 personal servants, each one dressed in fine silk robes and carrying a golden staff. He brought 80 camels, each one carrying between 50 and 300 pounds of pure gold dust. As he traveled through Africa and into Egypt, he did something that no ruler had ever done before. He gave his gold away. Freely, generously, to the poor, to strangers, to entire cities. He gave so much gold in Egypt that he flooded the entire Egyptian market with gold. And because there was suddenly too much gold everywhere, gold lost its value almost overnight. Mansa Musa's generosity single-handedly crashed Egypt's economy, and it took Egypt 12 full years to recover. When Mansa Musa returned home from his pilgrimage, he brought back something even more valuable than gold. He brought back architects, scholars, and visionaries. He used his wealth to transform his empire into a global center of knowledge. He built the famous Jinguereber Mosque in Timbuktu, a magnificent structure that still stands today over 700 years later. He built the Sankora University, which, at its peak, held over 25,000 students and housed one of the largest libraries in the entire world. At a time when much of Europe was still in the Dark Ages, Timbuktu, under Mansa Musa, was a shining beacon of education, science, mathematics, and art. His empire was so famous that European mapmakers in 1375 actually drew him on their maps of the world, sitting on his throne, holding a golden nugget, a symbol of his unmatched power and wealth. Mansa Musa passed away around 1337. After his death, his empire slowly declined, divided by power struggles and outside pressure. But his legacy never died. Today, his statue stands tall in the city of Luanda. His story is taught in schools across Africa and around the world. And every time someone asks, who was the richest person who ever lived, the answer is always the same. An African king from the Mali Empire, who gave away so much gold that he broke an economy, not out of arrogance, but out of pure generosity. Mansa Musa did not just have wealth. He used wealth to build a civilization that the world still remembers 700 years later. If this story moved you, share it with someone who needs to know the truth about African greatness. And comment below, which African king or queen should I tell the story of next?